Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Les Sullivan claims he paid for hockey lessons for his nephew and says his sister needs to repay him because she let her son quit.
All rise.
Millie Dempster says the lessons were her brother's idea and her son didn't enjoy playing the sport.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean. Thank you. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Sullivan versus Dempster. Mr. Sullivan, you are suing Ms. Dempster for $595. You say your sister owes you the money you paid for a hockey league for her son. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Dempster, you say that it was your brother's idea and your son didn't like it.
That's correct.
All right. So this is a little family feud going on here. Tell me, Mr. Sullivan, why did you decide to get the hockey club or the hockey lessons for that would be your nephew?
Your Honor.
And what's your name, baby?
Rob Dempster.
Rob Dempster. We're glad you're here, Rob. All right.
Your Honor, we're a sports family. Rob loves sports. We've been watching sports on TV, particularly hockey, since he was 5 years old. I bought him his first ice skates when he was 7, and ever since then, we've just watched games together, and he expressed an interest to playing. So I introduced the sport to him, and I wanted to do him a favor because his mom's always busy with work, and she's always doing other things, so I figured I'd help out in light of her recent divorce and kind of throw her a bone and enlist him in some hockey lessons.
So, Ms. Dempster, when your brother said, hey, I'm thinking about getting little Rob some hockey lessons, what did you say?
Well, at the time, Rob was excited about it. They've been to hockey games. He was into it. And so I said, yeah, as long as you can pick him up and take him to practice because I'll be working, that's fine.
You're a working mother.
I'm a working mom. I work really long hours, and I can't get him to extracurricular activities. But the problem is that he didn't like the hockey. It wasn't going well. He was getting teased by his teammates. The coach wasn't being supportive.
Why were they teasing you, Rob?
Because
Wow. Rob's honesty is heartbreaking. A 10-year-old saying he's bad at it and getting teased. This is no longer about hockey. It's about emotional safety. And Judge Lake's gentle encouragement, that's empathy on the bench. You can see the shift here. This isn't just about sports fees anymore. This is about a child in distress. And that matters in court.
because I can't make a shot and I'm really bad at it.
Oh, okay, baby. That's all right because you just keep trying, right?
Yeah.
We all miss shots, right?
Yeah.
In life and in sports, but we just keep trying.
Yeah.
So you decided, Mom, I don't think this is the place for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when your son was telling you they're teasing me, and I know this is probably a lot on you because you're working. So
Yes,
he's
yeah.
coming home, you're coming home from work, and then he's telling you these things that have happened.
Well, I just noticed that he was coming home exhausted, upset.
Now,
He didn't
exhausted
really-
is good, but I get it. You felt like he was...
He wasn't himself.
Okay.
And so we had a game one Saturday, and he woke up and he was just in tears, and he was saying, Mom, I really don't want to go. And this is
Okay.
when it all came out that
Your
something
Honor,
had happened at practice.
He loved all his practices, all his games.
You don't know that.
I took him to every practice,
He doesn't
every
tell
game.
And you
everything.
sat through the practice?
I didn't. I have a very intense job, but I took him to everyone. I even took him to school.
So wait, you didn't sit through the practices, you just drop them off?
I dropped him off. I picked him
How
up.
old are you, babe?
10.
You 10? Okay. 10 is a little early for just drop-off practice.
Your Honor-
Parents in the gallery, do you agree? Yeah. It's a little early for just drop-off yet.
Your
You
Honor-
usually sit through those. So you didn't get to sit through the practices either.
No, but my coach, my buddy from high school is the coach of the team. So I trust him, I trust his judgment, and he would relay any issues with me.
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
he
say
didn't
any
even
problems.
do anything when when he's falling down and the kids are making fun of him and the coach is not even doing anything about it.
Is they roughhouse and they learn to be men.
And that's what the coach's job is to teach them how to be better humans than that.
Yeah, and after 2 weeks, you don't know what's going on. You need to give it the full course of action, not just jump
I've
to
got a child in
conclusions.
You
tears.
feel like he quit too soon and she let him quit and you didn't like that.
And she didn't even tell me about it. She just pulled him out, which, by the way, this is my money because I want to invest in my nephew who's got a lot of ability.
And
He's
you
got
paid
potential.
$595 for this enrollment?
Correct, Your
Woo,
Honor.
that's expensive.
It
Do
is.
you have a receipt for that?
I do.
May I see it, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll take your whole
So
folder.
hockey is expensive.
Coming up.
I called the coach that morning and I pulled him out that morning.
So you called the coach and said he's just really not happy, we're not gonna come.
Correct.
And Rob, were you happy with that? You really didn't want to go anymore.
Yeah.
And later.
Then what happens?
Well, I parked it a day early before I was supposed to turn it in.
Oh, you parked it. Why did you park it a day early?
I figured, I ended up not needing it for the second day.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between Les Sullivan and his sister Millie Dempster over hockey lesson fees.
So you give her the money or you actually go on the website and enroll him?
Your Honor, I went on the website and enrolled him. I
Okay.
wanted to take as many things out of her court as possible because I know she works
But
hard.
nobody asked you to do that.
I asked you if it was okay, and you said it was fine. She agreed to it, Your Honor, so I went ahead and did
So
it.
when you confronted her after he decided not to go to the game, what did you say? I'm
Well-
seeing a series of messages here, but I'll have you kind of...
Your Honor, she didn't even tell me. I found out from my friend who's the coach that he got removed from the game, and they had to forfeit the game. So
he
imagine
got
the trauma.
removed from the game.
She pulled him out before the game, so he didn't even get to go to the game.
Because he's
Why did they have to
sobbing.
forfeit? They didn't have enough players then?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So wait, you had taken him to the game, or were you already... Who was at the game with him now?
We never made it to the game. He was out of town that weekend. I would have taken him to the game. He woke up. He was very upset. This is when all of this came out. So I called the coach that morning and I pulled him out that morning.
So you called the coach and said he's just really not happy, we're not gonna come.
Correct.
And Rob, were you happy with that? You really didn't want to go anymore.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Sullivan, I see through the evidence that you sent up here that you did in fact pay for the enrollment in the hockey league. Here's
I
the
did, Your
agreement here for Tiny Type Hockey Youth League. And they even have the child sign as an agreement, and then they have a signature of parent. Now, I see here a Les Sullivan executed. You signed the agreement as parent.
This is a major legal turning point. Les signed as a parent, but he isn't Rob's legal guardian. That's a big no-no. Even if Millie gave verbal permission, the law requires proper documentation, especially when a minor's safety and liability are on the line. Always remember, if your name isn't on the birth certificate or custody papers, you're not the legal signatory, no matter how well-intentioned.
As a guardian, Your Honor.
But are you his legal guardian?
I'm not,
No,
Your Honor, but
he's not.
she agreed to let me handle this to take the ball out of her court because
Okay.
she's working so hard and he doesn't have a good fatherly
I
figure.
understand that, but it's too easy nowadays to just say, we're going to take this contract home. I'm going to go by my sister's house. I'm going to let her sign it because she's his parent. You're not the legal guardian. So technically, you don't have a right to necessarily sign it. She can say to you, you are allowed to sign this and allow him to sign it. However, she would probably have needed to send an additional note to the league to make sure. I'm just saying, if anything happened to the child while this was happening, you aren't a parent or a guardian, but it doesn't change the fact that you paid the money. And now you back here, you say you want the money back.
I just want my money back. I
Because
worked
you didn't
hard,
get
Your Honor.
refunded. 2 weeks, there was no refund.
Nothing, and that's in the contract. It says you can't, if you miss a game, you're done.
You gotta attend all, participant agrees to attend all scheduled practices, games, leagues, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then participant and parent guardian acknowledge and agree that a participant is dismissed from the team due to an unexcused absence, no refund of league fees or expenses will be provided. Well, the crazy thing about it is you're the one that read this and signed it. So if you were if your money was on the hook, why didn't you take him to that game that day?
I had to go to work, Your Honor. Like I said, I work very hard. I work in construction.
All right, okay, but this is what the problem is. You've now executed a contract that you really had no business executing, only to know the terms thoroughly. Did you ever get a copy of this contract? Did he send this to you?
No, Your Honor.
So you never even read this?
No.
And you didn't sign it either?
No.
So
She didn't even ask me for
when Lil
one.
Rob says, oh, I don't want to go today, Ma, you're just like, first of all, you're tired because you done worked all week and you don't feel like all this crying, and you probably didn't feel like going and sitting through a day of games either, because that's a lot as well.
Yes.
So when he did it, it was really kind of like, you know what? I don't want the hassle. He's not comfortable. My brother's not even in town to go with him, so we'll stay home.
That's correct.
And when you did that, you didn't even understand what the scenario was because you ain't never read this.
No.
We got lots of problems here. Mr. Sullivan, I realize that you feel like your sister owes you money because Lil Rob quit the league. The issue becomes, is this an enforceable contract? I don't see any evidence that you have in any way entered into a contract with your sister, right? When we're looking for contracts, we're looking for a bargain for exchange, right? We're looking for consideration. There needs to be a meeting of the minds. Is it your assertion that you feel like the exchange was, I pay for the lessons, he goes?
Yes, Your Honor.
But you testified yourself so passionately that you thought kids need to be playing sports and kids need to learn how to do this. So when you paid for this hockey...
Here's the philosophical twist. Judge Lake drops like a gavel. Was this payment a contractual agreement or a gift? Think about that. When you give family money, is it a loan, a favor, or a no-strings gift? Les saw it as an investment, but legally. It was generosity. And generosity, folks, doesn't come with receipts.
Club, you were really giving a gift to your sister and your nephew.
I was, Your Honor. I was acting selflessly. I wanted to set him up for his life. I didn't get a chance to do this when I was little.
I am so glad you agreed, because that makes my ruling so much easier. Because gifts are not revocable. Gifts are given, and once you give the gift, meaning you sign up for the lessons, at that point you can do whatever you want to. This was a gift, and therefore I have to rule in favor of the defendant. Your case is dismissed. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Oof. The emotional fallout hits hard. Les feels betrayed. Millie feels blamed. And the tension? Palpable. That last line, I know you love to point that out, cuts deeper than any contract ever could. This is why family and money should never mix without clear agreements. You're not just risking dollars, you're risking relationships.
I don't think this is right. I don't think you deserve to get a freebie out of this.
He's a kid. Kids change their minds about things all the time. You have to understand that.
But I was acting selflessly to help you guys out, and you don't have a husband in the picture because
I know
he left
you love to point that out.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Coming up,
It didn't start snowing until about maybe 12 o'clock in the morning, and it stopped at 2 a.m. So, but if I would have known that he was going to bring the car back a day early, I would have had him bring it somewhere else.
you're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. Tony Gill claims he was stuck with towing and impound fees after he rented a truck to the defendant who parked it illegally. Philip Mendez says the legal parking spot turned into a tow zone after it snowed, so he's off the hook.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Gill versus Mendez. Mr. Gill, you are suing Mr. Mendez for $580. You say the defendant parked your truck in the wrong place and it got towed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mendez, you say you followed the plaintiff's drop-off instructions.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so why did Mr. Mendez have possession of your truck?
He needed to rent it because he was doing some moving. And so, I allowed Mr. Mendez to come by. I took a look at him, checked him out, everything checked out. So I let him rent my truck for 2 days.
You needed a truck, Mr. Mendez.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
to help me move my heavy furniture.
Did anyone bring evidence of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll just take all of your evidence,
I'll take
Mr.
your
Gill.
offer there. Thank you.
And what was the cost per day for the rental?
It was $75 per day.
Why is the total $300 here? If it was for 2 days at $75 a day, it'd be $150.
Okay, that
You had to do a deposit?
I'm sorry. No. So that information there is for another renter that I had set up already. That was supposed to rent the truck, but I couldn't get it to him because it was in the impound.
Oh, so you're suing for the money you lost as
Yes,
well.
yes,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
so this is lost, and then this is the towing storage fee because you say it got towed,
Yes, Your Honor.
and then this is the $150 that you rented. Understood.
Coming up,
Was it snowing when you parked the car there, or did it start snowing after you parked the car?
It wasn't snowing at all.
you're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Tony Gill, who brought Philip Mendez to court over a snowy truck tow.
You gave him explicit instructions. When you're done, park the truck here.
Yes, Your Honor.
And was there a specified time that he was supposed to drop the truck off?
Before 6 o'clock.
Before 6 p.m. on the second day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
park it right here.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Mendez, you got done with the truck and you parked it where he told you to park it.
Yes, but
Did he park it where you told him to park it, Mr. Gill?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then what happens?
well, I parked it a day early before I was supposed to turn it in.
Oh, you parked it. Why did you park it a day early?
I figured. I ended up not needing it for the second day.
What happened is that the car got towed. There is a picture here submitted into evidence of the sign, the no parking sign, that was right where Mr. Gill told you to park.
When I parked the truck, I saw a sign down the street at the end of the block where I parked the truck at, but I didn't look at it. With that being said, that same night, it started snowing heavily.
Was it snowing when you parked the car there, or did it start snowing after you parked the car?
It wasn't snowing at all.
All right, and so your testimony, Mr. Gill, is what, you just went back there at 6 o'clock the next day because that's when you thought the truck was going to be there and it was gone.
Yes, Your Honor. So the keys were in the lockbox, and so once I seen the keys were in the lockbox, I went outside to check on the truck, and after I noticed my truck was gone. And so I called Mr. Mendez to ask him, where'd you park the truck at? And he told me in the spot where I told him to. And that's when I told him, I was like, it's not here. And so I got off the phone with him, and then I noticed the sign there, so I said, let me, go on to take a chance by calling the tow truck company. And that's when they told me my truck was in the impound. This particular night, it didn't start snowing until about maybe 12 o'clock in the morning, and it stopped at 2 a.m. So, but if I would have known that he was gonna bring the car back a day early, I would have had him bring it somewhere else.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
This verdict is a masterclass in comparative negligence. Judge Lake walks a fine line here. Gill failed to clarify snow-related changes, but Mendez ignored a posted sign. In states like Illinois, if you're less than 50% responsible, you can still recover losses. And Gill did $3.80 to be exact. It's a fair call and a brilliant legal lesson for both renters and lenders out there.
I can really see clearly here that both of you were negligent. Number one, Mr. Gill, where you told him to park that car, I think you had a duty of care to say to him as well, if it starts snowing before you bring my car back, you need to call me because we need to do an alternate meetup. Right?
Yes, yes.
But now, Mr. Mendez, you shaking your head all strong. However, you in open court say, I pulled up, I saw it was a sign, but I didn't go read it. Now that's just what you call negligent. Then I have to look. I was reading that as well. This is the state of Illinois. So there's a modified comparative negligence state. As long as the plaintiff is less than 50% responsible for the damages, you can still receive partial compensation. So the question is, does this court believe you were less than 50% responsible? I actually think you were. But I will say, since you were partially negligent, you do need to bear some responsibility for this. And so I'm going to take $200 off your claim. I'm going to award you $380. Defendant, you owe him that. And the next time you have to be more responsible. All right, judgment for the plaintiff for $380. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff.
2 cases, 2 rulings. and 2 major lessons. Case 1, family generosity without paperwork is just that, a gift. Case 2, negligence isn't always black and white, but it will cost you. Judge Lake once again delivers justice with logic, empathy, and precision. Backhand index pointing right if you found this case as shocking as we did. Make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. This is where legal drama meets real life, and we're here to break it all down for you.